doing it right now?
We're doing it. This is it.
Oh, right now.
We're live.
We're doing it right now.
Welcome to Helium's Hot Air Show. My name is Benjamin Thornburg, and this, standing beside me, is a man who judged me hard for my breakfast beer the other day, Brett Shelley.
Helium's Hot Air Show.
We have a great show for you today. We've got a lot going on. We'll start by talking all things BFCM, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and see how close we were in our predictions. No spoilers there, but I feel really good. Next, we'll answer a question from the comment section. And finally, another soul-searching question. Congratulations to everyone who made sales or bought things for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Does that sound weird, congratulating consumerism? Is that?
Depends how good a sales they got. If you got a good sale, congratulations.
This is a man who got a washer machine, dishwasher, on sale.
It was on clearance.
Those are the best kind of sales.
Extra good sale.
Okay, congratulations on Brett Shelley's new dishwashing machine. May it always wash and never overflow. It was a crazy year for Shopify stores. We were talking about that earlier in the office. Shopify sales were up 20%, 27% year over year?
27%.
Which is pretty impressive. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, just for Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend, up 27% year over year from last year. Pretty crazy.
It is crazy. Again, Shopify proving itself as a reliable, giant place to sell things. And I think they had a little bit of trouble on Cyber Monday, a little bit of outages, but that was on the admin side. It wasn't. Oh, and the POS side, a little bit on the POS side.
Yeah, that's something a lot of people were talking about. We talked about that the other day. The infrastructure behind Shopify and how it's such a great place to build. You get the reliability. And unfortunately, they did drop the ball a little bit there. So that was unfortunate to see.
What's the reverse of a prophet? I feel like that's what we were in that one.
Yeah, it is good. Like you were saying, Shopify, like online stores, the storefronts, people could still go and buy stuff on the sites, but a lot of people were having trouble. A lot of administrators were having trouble like accessing the sites or the back end, the admin side, and that was causing some trouble for some people. Hopefully not too much impact directly on sales since people could still go buy stuff. But the fulfillment and some of the other administrative stuff was a little bit rough on Monday.
Yeah, which was a bummer. Sorry if you were affected by that. That's sucky. We'll start by talking about the tech. The edge requests. I asked our AI overlords about edge requests because last time I said that I would. And I said, and it got this huge giant thing, super informative. And then I said, cool, because I didn't understand any of it. I said, explain it to me like I'm 10.
75.
And it said, not like I'm 75. He said, that's a fun way. Here's a fun way to think about it. Imagine your Shopify store is like a huge, busy toy store. And then I was with it. I understood immediately what it was saying. It breaks down a little bit. I will just say it breaks down a little bit. When you ask for a toy, which is like typing your store's web address, that request has to travel somewhere to find the toy. The edge is just a fancy word for the place closest to you. So I think of it more in like Lord of the Rings terms, where they're lighting the beacons of Gondor. I almost said Minas Tirith, but that's not right. The beacon, like when they light the beacons and there's those people sitting on the mountain and their whole job is to like freeze and just wait for that day that someone's going to like light it on fire, knowing full well politically that both factions have been fighting forever. Do you know? All right. I'm going to have a Brandon Sanderson analogy next week so Brett can understand and follow along with me. 1.19 trillion of these edge requests in 2024. 2.2 trillion edge requests in 2025. The one number that did go down were the number of new merchants making their first sales. That's down from 16,500 last year to 15,800 this year, which is kind of bummer sauce. But
hopefully that just means that a lot of people are making sales on other days, though. I don't necessarily see that as a huge downside. If there's more shops out there selling other days, there's not getting their first sales on Black Friday, Cyber Monday. That seems reasonable.
If they're just doing day of or weekend of, yeah, I can see how a lot of people would be kicked out. That might not be that great of a stat. Yeah, I can see that. You ready for predictions?
No.
Do we have a drum roll?
No, I just wanted to comment how cool it is. Like we're talking about these big numbers of growth between all these stats. And one thing we don't have a stat on, but it was just kind of cool to think about, like Shopify's got this huge growth number in total number of sales. And I think, part of that is that things cost more and people are buying more, and that's great. People are selling more. But since we're specifically talking about sales on the Shopify ecosystem, I think another thing that speaks to is the growth of the ecosystem itself, right? Part of the reason there are so much more sales is because Shopify itself has grown. There's more shops using Shopify, and that's just really cool. It's such a great ecosystem, so it's cool to see it continue to grow.
Yeah, that you're absolutely right, especially with a lot of the tariff turmoil, and there was talk of in previous years seeing Shopify as only a drop shipping platform, and obviously that would really struggle. The platform would struggle if that were true in the face of tariffs. And all of that kind of upheaval. But Shopify continues to go on and be a place for entrepreneurs, not just drop shippers, but entrepreneurs and people trying to sell things, create things, make things. It's great. I agree with that. That's a fun takeaway.
Yeah, and not just the small businesses, the entrepreneurs, the startups. Like, we got plenty of those. Obviously, we had 15,000 first sale shops just this last weekend, but Shopify is so cool. They've really expanded their large enterprise stuff. You've got these huge stores that everyone knows the name of, household names that are moving onto Shopify using their infrastructure. So it's really kind of that whole spectrum of these small to large businesses that Shopify is gobbling up.
Predictions. You guessed overall sales, $12.1 billion. I guess 12.5, and we were Samsonite way off because the survey says $14.6 billion.
Yeah, huge growth, really awesome.
With the billions, which is amazing. 27% increase year over year. Shout out to Matt for doing the math last time in the comment section. You can check out episode 4's comment section. So here's a fun one. At one point, they were doing $5.1 million in sales per minute. Cart price, you guessed 97.58, which was still hilarious to me. You didn't guess 97.50. You guessed 97.50 and then 8 cents. I find that funny. Is that?
Well, I mean, the likelihood of the actual number being a round number is pretty slim. So why would I guess a round number?
Oh, that's clever. I guessed a round number. $120 was my guess. And the actual was $114.70. To your credit, it was not a round number. There you go. I didn't realize your genius in that. So it looks like I was closer because you're $6 off versus 17. So I win something. Respect around the office. You're welcome. Last week we had a great episode about customer tagging. If you haven't watched that or listened to that, watch and or listen to that. Great content in there. But we had a question about customer tagging, the difference between customer tagging and Metafields, and when to use those. Before you answer, I'm going to give you time to answer that while I ramble. I'm going to read you what our AI overlords had to say about customer tagging. So let's pretend it says, I don't know what AI voice. Let's pretend all the people who buy things from your store are your friends. A customer tag is like a special sticker or badge that you stick right onto your friend's name tag. You use the stickers so you can remember important things about them quickly and put them into groups. It's useful for sorting and grouping. And yes, I did ask him to explain it to me like I was 10 years old because I gain more information this way. Okay, imagine you have a big pile of your friends' name tags. You can put a red sticker on the name tags of all the friends who love red shoes. You can put a green tree sticker on the name tags of all the friends who buy things during Christmas. Now, if you want to send special messages, we touched on this last time, targeted email campaigns, you can do that. You might put a tag that says ask for help on a friend who needed a lot of help to check out, or a tag that says super nice on your favorite customer. I don't think that's very, whatever, do you. But I thought that was really great. So now for the question, why would you use a tag versus a Metafield, or do you use both?
I think for most merchants, it probably makes sense to use both. Tags are very simple. It's a very simple, you just put in a piece of text, good customer, VIP, returning customer. It's just a very simple something to tag them so you can remember something about them, so you can keep track of that. Metafields are much more structured data. So for example, if you wanted to know your customer's birthday, Metafields are just more structured. So instead of just being a little piece of text that you put on there, you can actually tell it this is a date. One of the powerful things with that is it's going to give you more options for like filtering, for creating segments, that kind of things, because it knows it's a date. Instead of just saying, I want to find all the customers that have this date, which you could do with a tag. I want to find all the customers that have this specific tag. If you're using structured data in a Metafield and you know that it's a date, you could say something like, I want all the customers that have a birthday before this date. And you can't really do that with a tag because it's looking for a specific text value. But you can do that with a date because it's structured Metafield data. Things that are more complex, things that need structure, it's just going to be a little bit more powerful.
There's the answer to that question. Thank you, probably Matt, for asking that. Do you have anything else to add about Black Friday, Cyber Monday? Anything that you saw or you were surprised about? Did you play the pinball?
Yeah, I played Shopify's pinball game. That was fun. It's not why I was on that page. I was going to Shopify's Black Friday, Cyber Monday page to look for these kind of stats and stuff that we're talking about, and they had a pinball game, and I got distracted. So that was a good use of my time, definitely.
What was your high score?
I don't know. Higher than yours.
What? I had 250,000.
I
hit the
260,000.
I had like the multi-ball, and like there were dollar bills flying around everywhere.
My high score was 260,000.
You lie. Screenshot. All right, we're going to play the pinball game after this. If you didn't go, we told you guys last time that Shopify always does something super fun for BFCM, and they did not disappoint. They created a whole pinball game, and there were spoilers. I found none of the codes, like little codes hidden around or something.
Yeah, Shopify likes to hide little Easter eggs, little secret fun things in their websites, pages, and their games and stuff. So I found 3 hidden codes.
Flex.
So I don't know if there's more or not.
Flex.
But,
if you found more than
pinball power-ups.
If you found more than 3 hidden pinball codes, you can leave a comment, and you will get mad respect from both of us at this table. That's your reward. Last but not least, we have a soul-searching question.
I have a question.
You have a question?
I do have a question.
I don't think it works like that.
It's working like that today.
I'm really scared. Okay, go ahead. Give me a question.
If you didn't know, my friend Benjamin here is a YouTube famous sensation of a chef.
So good.
This guy right here.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to know, from the viral sensation chef, what was the best thing you ate on Thanksgiving?
The best thing I ate on Thanksgiving, my brother did a hot sauce marinated turkey and then fried it, but it wasn't my favorite because I don't like fried food generally, unless it's karaage chicken, in which case I will destroy karaage chicken.
So like I was saying, what was your favorite thing?
Okay, I made green chili. I made green chili cheddar mashed potatoes. I made that, and it was absolutely, I just forgot how good it was. And the chili was perfect. It wasn't too hot. It was this beautiful, deep, smoky, rich flavor with just a little bit of heat on the finish with the cheddar cheese, the heavy cream, and the butter. It was absolutely wonderful. I loved it. And then I made gravy, and I soaked it in gravy, and I was very happy. And then the runner-up to that was a chocolate satin coconut cream pie that my brother made from my stepdad's recipe. And I ate half of that pie. I had it for breakfast with coffee. I had it for a snack in between all the strenuous moving that we were doing. It was a good weekend. There it is.
Sounds good.
Same question to you. What was your best? What was the best thing that you ate?
My favorite thing on Thanksgiving. That's a good question.
What a great question. Whoever thought of that question. Whoever thought of that question, eh?
Yeah, we had really good mashed potatoes as well. They're loaded up with bacon and the green onions and cheese and all the good stuff in there. Lots of butter. Yeah, some classic sausage stuffing, some pumpkin pie, all the classics really. It was
Brett can cook. Brett can really, really cook. And you say classic sausage stuffing, but that's not really true. I've been to so many Thanksgivings where it's just like ye old croutons and celery, and it's awful. Absolutely awful. What kind of sausage? Apple sausage?
I use the maple sausage.
Oh, okay. See, it's all about what kind. Okay, maple sausage.
It was good.
Like Lynx, or did you do the ground?
No, just like the ground, like the Jimmy Dean maple sausage.
Chop it all up.
Put it in there.
Yummy. Okay. Shelly's residence next Thanksgiving for all your sausage stuffing needs. Is that the quote for the day? Okay, that's it. That's going to wrap it up for today. Comment below your favorite thing that you've eaten at Thanksgiving ever or this last year. We don't care. And we'll see you guys next time. Okay, bye.